Hello and welcome to Jomboy and Jake Radio. It's episode number 323. It's November 24th. It was my mom's birthday yesterday. It was BBD's mom's birthday 3 days ago or something like that. Did I get right? Jake's mom doesn't have a birthday, which is just so odd. Jake is in Florida, no longer in St. Lucia. Is that where you were?
I was in St. Louis, gorgeous. St. Lucia, awesome little place, man. Tropical vibes, but it's also got a bunch of nature stuff. 10 out of 10. If you had to deduct a point, I got eaten by so many bugs. My legs and forearms are just so gross right now. Just literally a bug bite festival. Insane the contrast between the bug bites on me and on Jessica. And so that was the only downfall. BBD said he's heard about the St. Lucia bugs. So
Oh my God.
apparently
That should be their minor league team name.
That's I think the Port St. Lucie bugs. That'd be a nice little relationship. But I am well. I'm back on the main island, but I'm not at all. I'm in the Florida Keys areas. So, but good to be back in the States. Ready to get through today. That turned into a little like sneaky full work day right before Thanksgiving again. So kind of had to like flick the switch on and off to get back into the room. But I'm here. I'm excited to see you. How are you?
I'm good. This is technically like my first day off of or part-time. So it's really weird for me because I did 3 weeks of full-time paternity leave and that ended yesterday. So now I'm doing 3 weeks part-time where I'm going to come into the office like twice a week, but it just so happens that this week is Thanksgiving. We have Thursday off. So then I was like, well, Wednesday's probably just part of the full-time off, but then here we are doing this, talking Yanks after this. I delayed this because I was just on a bunch of business calls. And I got a couple breakdowns I'm going to make. So yeah, it is like, it snuck up like, oh, this is a Wednesday work day.
Wednesday.
I love Wednesdays. Dude, I haven't been high in a while. Oh, man. I'm excited to work Wednesdays again in the office. Pop
Look
some
at that.
guns.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys have my face as super like weird and freckly?
It looks a little extra freckly.
You look a little freckled.
It's cool, right? I had a lot of freckles when I was a kid.
I think the only thing, continuing on the bug bites, I'll send you guys pictures. Although I am building out my lineup that we're doing later. I won't reveal to the people yet. But I'll send you guys some pictures of my feet because it's gross.
That is gross. I am excited about
There's one picture. Sending that. Let's see if I can get another leg shot. The legs aren't photographing great. I'll send some pics. I mean, it looks closer to bed bugs than regular bugs.
Maybe you got bed bugs.
But you guys would have, well, you just had a couple bites, but not the same ilk. And one of the people at the resort saw me and they're like, the bugs. And I was like, come on. And now BBD knows about the bugs. You guys would like this. So plane lands, and I was getting a little itchy. But I watched Argo on the flight.
Argo, fuck yourself.
Yeah. So enjoyed that, and I was really happy with myself because normally
looks like the feet of a dead person.
Yes.
Like that's a smallpox victim.
So I'm doing all right on the flight. Because, you have the vacation weirds and it's ending and all that. And then I decided to watch Argo, which I'm proud of myself because I'm like, this was a good movie. People like this movie for being a good movie.
Yeah.
Instead of me watching like the normal trash movie I would normally watch, which I was very close to. So watch Argo, happy with myself. Plane's landing. We get down, we get into the airport, and we got to start hoofing it. to get to like the passport area,
Mhm.
which was such like so bizarre, that whole process, because we didn't really do anything. Like the guy said, "Whoa, why were you in St. Lucia?" We said vacation. He said, "Okay, you're clear." And it's like, okay, so what was? But we had to like run a lap around the Miami airport. Feet start itching. So dad starts pawing at him, and that makes it worse, like every mom has ever told you. So now they're getting bad. They're getting bad. So we're looking for Jess's sister to pick us up at the airport. It's getting real bad. Jess has to go to the bathroom. I go socks and shoes off in the airport, scratching my feet. So gross.
Ew.
Oh, dude, so gross. If you're a passerby, I mean, I feel if anyone listening passed me at the Miami airport, I'm so sorry for
In
what
the
you
age
saw.
of like people wearing masks and like pandemic too. You're
So
Florida man. Your Florida man strips and scratches
yeah,
himself in airport.
I might be one of our news articles.
Yeah.
So Jess kind of wasn't understanding how significant the situation was getting. And I was like, hey, we need to go to a CVS or Rite Aid, like first thing. And she's like, oh, okay. So her mom's a nurse, so she had told her mom, and her mom has some itch cream, but we're like a 2-hour drive away. And Jess was like, all right, so we'll just get to the house and we'll get you some cream. It's like, no, well, our first stop will be a CVS. So walk into the CVS with my shoes half on, just looking to get itch cream. So I buy a couple because I'm like, might as well load up. I'm not going to short myself on this.
Yeah.
We might really be in it. So get in the car, 2-hour drive in the night, out to the middle of the Florida Keys. And I'm in the back seat, a little tired from vacation anyways. And I put on a ton of this stuff. I am covered in it, and I'm starting to feel good.
Nice.
This is good news. I'm also starting to get a little sleepy, Jake.
That happens.
So I look at it. The one I cranked out was the Benadryl extra strength cream, which also has sleepy stuff in it. And
Yeah.
it very much says, like, don't use more than the recommended serving. And I bathed my legs in this. So I was like in a coma. I was in a Benadryl coma, in the back seat of the car, like Get Out style. Like I wanted to talk because like Jess's sister was there. She was excited to see me. And I couldn't. I was just like frozen. And then I finally came to, and I was like, what just happened? And that's when I realized it was the Benadryl one. And I was like, oh, how about that? So little Jakey Gross airport coma story to kick it off.
That dude, Benadryl's a real deal.
Right?
I wasn't a Benadryl person as a kid. Like I actually should ask my mom because there's certain like we were ibuprofen, whatever it is, through and through, and like I thought Benadryl was just a different version of ibuprofen, but we didn't do Benadryl a lot in my house. So I was a pretty old adult when I took Benadryl. I was living with Katie, so I had to be like 26 in the morning looking for just a pain relief because I had a headache or something. And I took it, a Benadryl, and then drove to the office. So it really wasn't part of my life for a while. And then I went to my office and I was just like falling asleep at my desk and so drowsy. And I was like, man, I think I came back and I told Katie, like, that Benadryl made me drowsy. And she was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Rather famously does that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, obviously. And I was like, oh, I felt really dumb. So it felt so dumb that I almost didn't share it right now here. I was like, if I share this, people are going to think I'm
right.
dumb.
They'll know.
But in the end, some households, you just don't grow up with certain things. I'm going to ask my mom. She'll probably be like, no, I took Benadryl all the time. What are you talking about? And then I'll be double dumb.
Double dumb. Double dumb.
I'm tweeting out a video of us.
A video of us.
Yeah.
What are we doing in the video?
It's from today's back alley at bats.
Mm.
I throw like a nasty split curve, and you say that was a nice pitch. And then I edited it so the very next pitch is the one that hits you in the head and you fall dead. And then I made the caption, "Don't compliment my pitches." I thought that was funny.
Do you
I
guys
respect that.
do you guys know who likes that series?
Motherfucker.
Mm.
I exported the whole thing with the volume off, so the joke's ruined. So I gotta delete the tweet, do it again.
Tweet, delete. What are you
I
talking
know.
about, BBD?
I'm talking about dugout mugs.
What?
What? I have to do stats that exist for them, I think, today. I have a dugout mug down here somewhere, but I don't know where.
I've got some mugs on hand. Got the Wander Franco Rays mug. It's not him specifically, just they were hot in the streets, so I grabbed that mug for Wake and Jake this morning. Double ad. They're doing their Christmas giveaway thing.
Yeah, have you heard what they're doing, Jake?
Oh, Jake's heard.
BFCM. I heard about your that chant that everyone was chanting.
Before Christ. Call me?
Maple. No, you guys did it on the Talking Baseball. I forget what it was. Beat Fairfield, corrupt mothers.
Beat Fairfield come Monday or something like that.
Yeah. Famously.
Yeah. Beat Fairfield come Monday. I don't think it was come. I don't know what word was it. But all right, if you text BFCM Black Friday, Cyber Monday to 85311, you can enter Dugout Mugs Christmas giveaway. It's the season of giving. They're kicking off early by giving away autographed items from Mariano Rivera, Pudge Rodriguez, and Juan Soto. Is it rude to put the accent? I love saying Juan, and many more. I don't mean any disrespect. All of the winners will be announced live on their social media through Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So text BFCM to 85311 to enter to win, and follow Dugout Mugs on social media. As always, they're telling us that they will sell out of the product soon. And when you text them, they'll text you back a secret discount code so you can get your holiday shopping. My room is coming together here, Jake. Like, I have the badass desk now.
Okay.
I'm going to try and get a contractor to come, and these doors lead to nothing. See if I have enough.
Like, is a closet? Like a tiny closet?
Basically.
Yeah, quite literally looks like a 8-inch wide closet that just circles the room.
Yeah, it's just that wall. I think it's just because they needed cords there. So I'm going to try and have them build a bookshelf into that. Like, get rid of the doors and just put a bunch of shelves in there. So it's part of the wall and the same color as my desk. And then I'm put a bunch of books back there. Let me see if I'm able to do this, because there's a point I'm getting to here. It's coming together. I feel good about it. I have, just don't want to unplug the computer. I have a couch over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 2 TVs. Can you see those?
I can see them.
Yeah.
So the 2 TVs is what I want to tell you about. They're both Roku, and you hit the remote and both of them change. And Roku doesn't have a setting where you can like specialize it. But I have found certain angles. If I aim it like this way, I can get just one, or this way the other. And I think you love games like that where you defeat it. Like,
it's my specialty.
If I aim at that spec, I can do the volume on that one, but it won't change that one. But it is kind of hard. I figured out if I put a piece of cardboard to the little in between the sensors, it's just normal then. But I think of you when I do it, because I'm like, I would love this.
Thank you. Yeah, I do that in the office. We have the double Roku setup. Always impress Zach with my skills on it. Excited for that. Didn't know you were going to couch down there. What's the game plan with the couch? Is that like a visitor couch? Is that go horizontal for 10-minute couch? What's the couch plan?
Yeah, that area of the downstairs was super empty. And that was like the room upstairs. Is a split level house, so it's kind of odd, but like right off the garage was that couch, and it just got used to put the car seat and put stuff on it. And I told Katie, like, that area is always going to be a store something area. Like, it's never, because it's in and out of the garage. It's basically the mudroom. So either we lean into that,
right,
or we're just going to be, you're going to be upset that the couch keeps getting stuff on it all the time. So we're going to like build a mud room with like coat hooks and shoe cubbies and a bench to keep stuff on. And we have like a bench ready. So I put the bench up there and then the couch came down here. So it fills out the room here. Katie was sitting on it with James hanging out with me while I was working. And I was like, look at that. It's already working.
Look at that.
I pay for Cricket TV now. So like Cricket's just
You're fully
on.
committed. I mean, I'm happy for you that you found it.
I like that it's on at off hours. Like tonight's test match starts at midnight, and sometimes James, I'm up with him till like 3.
Right.
Or all of them were starting at 9 a.m. So it's like, okay, I need a 9 a.m. something to watch in the background. Like it's off hours. You know, if it was like 7 at night every night, I wouldn't tune in because I'm eating dinner or like doing other stuff. So it's nice
Well,
to
that's
have
what
an
I
off-hour
think the
sport.
loser in all this is hockey. Like I think hockey and cricket were fighting for that.
No,
that
I can't
little.
watch hockey. You
Well,
can't
that's
look
what
away.
I think if hockey, I think what we're saying, I think if hockey was off hours, I think you'd have a chance. Like I think it would have.
Yeah, but cricket's like baseball where it can be on in the background and all of a sudden you hear the crack of the bat and then you look and then you catch it in live time, like whatever happens. Where hockey, you just have to watch. You can't, it's not an audio and then you tune in because you'll miss the goal and then you're only watching replays.
I feel like you could
slow.
I feel like you'd have to lean on the announcers a little more. Like you'd have to
Yeah.
get familiar with the announcers and know, because you're right. In hockey, I'm obviously a very loose hockey fan, but when a team's been in the zone for a while and they're passing it around, a good hockey announcer is going to bring you into that scene. So then you can be like, oh, what's happening?
It's true. It's true. But cricket's like super casual and slow. And like even people that like love the test cricket are still like, yeah, you just like you follow along and then you tune in at the end when it's. I'm getting mad at all the people that make cricket confusing for Americans. I don't know where, if I said this on air, I said this somewhere. But you know how whenever you say a cricket game lasts 5 days and like to people that don't know what that means, they're like, "Oh my God, what?"
Right.
It's so much easier to explain to an American audience. Like, no, they play a 5-game series, but the winner is who scores the most runs every game. Like you take the total runs instead of you win this game and you win this game. But it's like designated to be like match innings 1, innings 2, innings 3, like
Right.
each night. It's not like they just start and then it goes for 5 days straight. Like, no, there's day
Right.
1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and whoever scores the most runs at the end of all 5 wins. I think it's easier way. People will be like, oh, you say, yeah, it lasts 5 days. They're like, what?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's tricky verbiage there because how do you change that?
You just got to use more words, I guess. They play 5 different matches.
What does soccer say when they do
aggregate,
that?
The
aggregate.
Yeah.
They play 5 games and the aggregate wins.
Yeah. So sometimes that 5th game doesn't really matter. And sometimes the team that like, if they score like say 300 runs or whatever, and they're like, you know what, we're good. They'll just say we're good.
Yeah.
Forfeit. Which is hilarious power move. Like, no, we don't need to hit anymore. We don't think you're going to get that many.
That is American sports nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Anything else you want to talk about? I got a cortisone shot. Oh, did you hear about my bone spurs?
I did. I listened to the Talking Baseball episode on the way back. So yeah, I mean, I was happy for you, just like BBD.
Trev didn't know how exciting it was for me.
Did they find loose bodies? Because you always wanted loose bodies too?
Loose bodies or bone spurs, but I don't think they checked for loose bodies. But
so we still have hope for some loose bodies.
Oh, I got some loose bodies, but I have a bone spur right here.
Yeah.
And it's actually not my shoulder, it's my bicep that I fucked up.
How's the cortisone shot?
Today's supposed to be the day it kicks in. So let's see.
Pretty wild.
These movements have been the ones that hurt the most, or I just straight up haven't been able to do. Let's test them out. This one.
Okay.
Oh, pain free.
Look at that.
Couldn't do this 2 days ago. Doctor asked me to. Couldn't.
And that sucked because Katie asked you to saw all that wood in the backyard too.
Yes. And then this one, if I go from here up, yeah, this one had me in tears 2 days ago when I was in the doctor's office. He was like doing that thing where he puts pressure and then I got to go up, and I was like, I don't even want to try.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tapped out. So yeah, cortisone shots. Look at this, dude. Look at this.
It's incredible.
I got to go physical therapy. This is probably what he's going to have me doing.
It looks like you already got it.
Called the physical
Just
therapist
finally
back.
in
Be like,
pain in 2 hours.
oh yeah. I'd be fucked up. Yeah, I mean, a little sore now, but damn.
Trying to that's huge.
Well, I know I was fucked up with the cortisone shot. He's putting it in. They do the frozen spray like they used to do in baseball when a guy got like hit by a pitch.
Right.
So they froze my arm, and I was like, "Oh, great! I'm a baseball player." I don't even think he knew what I was talking about. And then, because that shit's old. BBD, were you ever alive when they would spray guys?
Not in baseball, but I've gotten that before, like shots and stuff.
Yeah, in baseball, if a guy got hit by a pitch, like Dono would come out and just spray him with the cold spray. It's pretty stupid.
Numb you for a sec.
And then he put the needle in and he's trying to squeeze it in. The cortisone shot just squeeze in, and I'm like, this is taking a while. Like, what's going on here? And he's like, oh shit, I used too small of a needle. It won't come through. I'm like, all right, okay. So he's had to redo the whole thing with a thicker needle. Double poked. Yeah. 2 pokes. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. How's the baby?
He's good. He's last night was tough. Man, this breastfeeding nonsense, man, it's bullshit. It's like obviously it's tough for the moms, but like it's really tough. I can't believe there's some places that don't let moms like have the whole, they call it the 4th trimester, like 3 months minimum off every single job. If there's like a bill, I'll be an activist for the first time in my life. Actually, you know who is big on this is Alexis Ohanian. Reddit and Serena is a big fan of us. But there's nothing worse than trying to calm him down so Katie can get some sleep. And I just don't have what he wants. And then I got to walk to the bedroom and like tap her and be like, sorry, she's got to wake up, super tired. And then he's fine, but like he's literally draining her of energy. So literally. It sucks. Yeah. My mom didn't breastfeed like Ritzy and Luke, my younger siblings, because she had 2 kids. And she was like, I just couldn't be like that tied down in the middle of the night because I had 2 other kids. And they're alive and fine. And then my dad probably helped out more. I'm like, I don't know. Where's the push and pull here?
It's pretty nuts. I mean, and we did it. I think on here we had a story a little while back that was they were working on a male birth control, and like when you start thinking about that kind of stuff, like how many things tie back to rules and ideas and concepts and medicines that if it started in the 1940s, think about what the world was like then.
Yeah, even later than that.
Go to the 80s.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And he doesn't take the bottle anymore because now he really rathers the breast milk.
He likes the goods.
And he's like, he needs a top off. Even if I have a bottle of breast milk that I can feed him, he'll chug that shit, but then he'll just need like, a quick pull on the boob before he goes to sleep and stops crying.
A little dessert.
He just stares at you. Did you see the picture Katie posted of me and him making the same face? It's pretty cute.
I don't know if I saw that. I saw some IG stories of him sleeping. Those were nice.
Yeah, he's a pretty cute sleeper. This is the face he makes at all times.
Ooh, that is a good pick. Timeless. Maybe it is timed. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. You excited for Thanksgiving?
I sent you guys a picture of me, Jess, and Hilroy. I'm officially that guy on vacation.
Who? Who are you with? Oh, the bartender?
Bartender for most of the time at the resort. Hilroy.
It looked like you had a personal pool.
So, dude, we stayed at a pretty incredible place. Tete Rouge, free ad. I kept calling it Ted Cruz, not to get political. Jess kept calling it Tit Rugi, which is better. But yeah, man, it's this I don't know, this like wealthy Canadian couple bought a plot of land and they built like there's only 6 rooms, like 6 suite rooms. And so there's a private, like not private, but kind of infinity pool, and a bar there. And there's just like 4 people that basically half live, half work there. And like, if you need a drink, if you need to ride to the beach, if you're going somewhere, if you need something else, like they do everything. All awesome people. They got it figured out. Yeah, and I mean, Hilroy was the dude. He had the best jokes. He was sending it back and forth. Gave like a Tiger Woods fist pump when he heard it was our last day. It's so great. I mean, it always blows my mind in like countries that are built on a lot of tourism, that lifestyle. But then you also leave, and you're like, oh, why would I leave? Hilroy's like, yeah. So yeah, I think the only other thing of note was we did a hike, and we were like, oh, like, you know, we lived in Denver, we did hikes. The Piton, the Grand Piton, that mountain thing that juts out, and yeah, toughest hike I've ever done. Was just like sweat and rum punch. Our tour guide was like the perfect jerk non-jerk, that he was just making it look so easy because he does it every day.
That guy.
So I'm like leaning over and heaving, and like every time me or Jess would like slip and you hear the rocks like skid out under our feet, he'd just go, careful. Yeah, come on, that's not helping.
I'd be miserable.
But anyway, so whenever we pass someone else on the trail, like you can't do the trail without a guide. They loved him because he's just the quiet killer type. Like you could kind of get that from his personality. So everyone that saw him was like, Johnny, what's up? And he would just nod his head. And I decided once we finally made it to the top and I knew I wasn't going to die and stuff, I was like, all right, like I'm going to we're in my world now. So not in my world. And I was just like, so, you know, if there was an emergency and you had to sprint down to the bottom of the mountain, how fast could you do it? And he just paused and he goes, very, very fast. God damn it, man. I love you and hate you at the same time.
No, guys, very, very fast. What's that mean?
Well, so I definitely didn't want to cross into the point of being like the worst American tourist, because that's normally where the lane I'm in.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask him, like, if there was a race in St. Lucia, top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain, are you winning? Are you top 10?
Are you taking the path we're on right now?
So, but I knew
maybe he's got a waterfall.
If I went there, it wasn't going to be.
No.
It wasn't going to end in a good place. So, but yeah, that was resort was incredible. Hike was incredible, but like hardest thing I've done. Like we were sore 3 days after. I'm
going to Puerto Rico now. I told you that, right?
You did. Are you booked and stuff?
Yeah, we're all set. I don't know how nice the place we're staying is or anything, but just need time by a pool and an ocean. But
yeah.
we have our 2022 vacation booked because we couldn't get a full refund on the Turks and Caicos one.
We're going there then.
So, but I'm excited because I'm really, really excited to go to that one because it's all inclusive and it's like really nice. And
right.
And then I messaged like my family and I was like, go with us, like bring the nephews, because then I can enjoy I can't go on the water slides at the kids' water park by myself.
Right.
But if I have my 5-year-old nephew, my 3-year-old nephew, and my 1-year-old son, I can hit those things up all day.
Right.
And the guy says, "Oh, he's just playing with his sons, not he's enjoying the water slides and
Right.
like the kids games." So I'm
Just
actually
point at random kids.
it's
Say you know
13
them.
months away, but I'm still very excited about it.
It's good to have something to look forward to.
Making up games in the pool, one of the better things you can do.
Okay.
So fun. Me and my dad would go on vacations places, and we
Making up games.
we
And
just
it's
go to
kind
the
of
pool.
your specialty.
It is, dude. You should ask Luke and my brother-in-law Brett. I don't know if we ever told you about cave ball. Oh, have I ever told you about cave ball? We were in
I don't know
Hawaii.
about cave ball.
Oh, I wish we had videos of it. I think I do have some videos of it. We were in Hawaii, and there was this. It wasn't like a hot tub, but it was like a small pool that was like the size of a big hot tub at a resort, and it was up
Okay.
against a cave that had these cascading waterfalls. And we would play 2-on-2, and say me and you were a team. You throw the ball; it has to hit the rocks. If it lands back in the water, we get a point. The other team has to try and catch it before it lands, basically. So you got to get ricochets, you got to get double ricochets, you got to have it drop. We played this, me, my brother Luke, my brother-in-law Brett, and my cousin Andrew, like 3 days straight. And like the last day, it was just like heavy, intense series, debating, blah, 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 blah. And like honestly, game point, can't script it any better than this. Game point, we're playing, and a ball lands, and this dude just came and sat and was like watching us play, and he sat on the edge of the pool, and it landed like around his knees, like lap, and he just caught it. And the four of us looked at him and we're like, was that going to be in the water? Was that going to be out of the water? Like what? And then he was like, oh, he didn't speak English, and he just like got scared and walked away. And it was tied up in the like final series, and the four of us were just like I think we were like, do you want to redo the point? And we were like, no, like,
Yeah.
this sucks. Like cave ball just got fucking ruined.
Same guy that brought me up the mountain.
It was like straight out of a movie. It's like he just came and sat in the middle of our like intense game screaming, and then caught the ball, and we were like, whoa, what? Like, come on. Oh man. I bet I have a video of that somewhere.
Okay.
Cave ball. Anyway, yeah, making up games like that, it's the best thing in the world. Do you want to do this lineup?
Yeah, let's make up a lineup while we're at it.
Brought to you by who should we give it to, BBD? Should we give it to do we need to give it to anyone?
It was DraftKings.
DraftKings doesn't come in a jar. DraftKings come from who you are. This Thanksgiving, be thankful for family food and free bets. That's right. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has a Turkey Day no-brainer that you can't miss. New customers can bet just $1 on any Thanksgiving NFL game and win $100 in free bets. You bet $1. If either team scores a point, you get $100 in free bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code Jomboy. Bet just $1 on any Thanksgiving NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. That's promo code Jomboy this Thanksgiving at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or PA. Only new customers. Only restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So we're not doing a draft. We're doing a lineup, just to let everyone know.
Doing a lineup.
Doing a lineup.
Mm.
And do you want to tell everyone what it is?
We are doing a Thanksgiving lineup. We've been given a list of items that you may see at Thanksgiving. A lot of the classics, and we had to make a lineup out of them. DH, we also added a closer, starting pitcher and a closer. So we added one more player to the pool. And I think this is one of the more difficult, odder ones we've done. Because we all had a moment of giggle beforehand where we were like, oh, assigning food to positions. That's tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some that made me audibly laugh because it's like, are we just talking shape and size here, or like what the food represents?
And like there's like the other ones we've done, last week was zoo animal presidents. Like you could literally picture it happening. Like obviously, brain power it's tough because like the animals don't know how to play baseball. The presidents would have. But this one is like this is the most
like
abstract.
BBD, I don't want to cut you off. Animals kind of know how to play baseball.
Like God, I tell you picture a giraffe taking a swing of a baseball bat, and we all can picture it.
You hit a ground ball at a tiger, it's gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
Like you hit a ground ball at.
It's gonna get the ball and chew it.
You hit the ball at a casserole. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah. All right. I'll hide the chat. We'll be responsible. Jake, you hide it as well.
Yes.
I got distracted because I think like I have a hard drive in front of me, and I think on that hard drive I have like hours of cable. I think I just set up a GoPro while we were playing the whole time. Yeah. I wonder if we have the final shot because that'd be hilarious if we do. Okay.
So before we get going, did we read the full pool?
I don't know. Yet. I also there's one spot missing. Do we have too many spots?
I think we had the right number.
So there's a DH, a starting pitcher, and a closer.
Okay. So yeah, I had one open. I don't like where they're ending up at all. Like at all.
I've had a zoo animals. I had a spot open, and that then you got to like kind of rework everything.
You know what, dude? I figured it out. I figured it out.
He figured it out.
Where'd you put your koala, BBD? I didn't listen last week.
Koala, I put him. He was my catcher.
Decent. There's a route you can go there.
Yeah, I think.
I texted Jake like
he was the only one that was. I think all three of us had different spots. I think him and there's one other that was like that. Elephant and koala were the two that all three of us were different on.
There was no chance koala was even allowed in my dugout. Like he was off the team. As soon as I saw the list came over and koala was part of it, I was like, are you kidding me? Clubhouse cancer to the max. So
yeah,
I was interested. I had texted Jake. I said, where'd you put koala? Because like you cannot have koala on your team.
That's the only part that I did shake my head a little bit because we had to put koala on the team.
We're given a player pool.
Part of the exercise.
Not on my team.
I think you texted me you would have just left third base unmanned.
Yeah. Better chances to win down a guy than koala on your team. All right.
It's fair.
Where do we start usually? I can never remember how
I believe we usually start catcher, then around the infield, around the outfield, DH, and the pitchers. But first, the player pool that we're working with for the people is turkey, stuffing, apple pie, mashed potatoes, rolls, corn, gravy, sweet potato casserole, cranberry, pumpkin pie, and green bean casserole.
Now, I don't have them in an order.
Yes.
And that seems like something I need to do.
You can. We announce the batting order of it at the end, so you got a little time to think through it as we talk.
You guys will allow that?
Oh, we usually do it.
Because I don't have it at all.
It'll be by the end.
It's so there's a couple ways you go with this. The Thanksgiving food lineup. For me, I didn't want it to be just like a batting order of how you consume the food, obviously. I'll say this.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I don't know if it's just because Thanksgiving's traditional or whatever. In my head, this baseball team is very clearly from the 1950s.
Okay. That's good to know, actually. You know what? You know?
So
You're
that's
have
the only
1950s baseball happening.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I
in my head, my team sucks. Like they're barely scraping by.
Like if we entered all of our teams into the video game, like this would be my lowest rated team. But at the time they weren't bad. But like analytics didn't age well. My leadoff hitter is a bad hitter.
Okay, my tool hitter is brutal.
Okay.
I almost had a leadoff hitter as a bad hitter as well. I eventually found I think the most analytically sound way to construct my lineup, but
like my leadoff hitter, the baseball nerds online would have regular tweets about how he shouldn't have hit leadoff.
Yeah, my leadoff hitter isn't a leadoff hitter, but you got to sell tickets.
Oh no, it's a ticket team.
Yeah, no. He's like the only. He's the only one that maybe you buy a ticket to see. The whole team.
Who do you guys have behind the dish?
Catching. Stuffing.
Also stuffing.
Ooh. This is where I had no idea what to do with the casseroles. Sweet potato casserole ended up here.
What's sweet potato casserole? Just sweet potatoes?
Yeah, sweet potatoes, but it's like kind of arranged like that. Like kind of it's arranged like a cake.
Do you know what a green bean casserole is?
Yeah.
It's that, but with sweet potatoes.
Swap out green beans for some sweet potatoes, yeah.
It seems like if you do a sweet potato casserole, you're just ruining sweet potatoes.
I think you'd like
usually casseroles are because the green beans need support. Oh, when the marshmallows are on top, that's called a casserole?
I think that would be the traditional sweet potato casserole, yeah.
Oh, okay. We just call those sweet potatoes.
Yeah. If my parents went around calling that a casserole when I was a kid, I never would have eaten it.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, a casserole is when you take something that normally you wouldn't like, and then you mix it with a bunch of stuff to help save it. And that's like why it's a lot of vegetables. But sweet potatoes are delicious. So they're just putting marshmallows on top, calling it casserole. All right, whatever. I have stuffing, catching. You have sweet potato casserole, BBD?
Yeah, sweet potato there. And Jake has stuffing. I like stuffing back there. I didn't have
SPC was one of the trickier players to place.
Mm-hmm. I eventually figured out how I want my guys working together in the other positions. I'm really happy with those. The casseroles are a mess for me. Just a mess.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll table my sweet potato casserole or sweet potato talks until later on.
Okay.
Until you get to your SPC.
Yeah. Who do you guys have at first?
First base, I thought would be our consensus. If I had to pick a consensus coming into this,
I don't think you're going to agree with me.
I changed a lot. I changed a lot.
I don't think you're going to agree with my. I don't think you're going to agree with my first base, but I love who my first baseman is on my team. Actually, I've talked myself into it.
First base. Well, again, my team's from the 1950s, so you guys could be playing in a different generation. My first baseman is mashed potatoes, baby.
No,
that guy is the guy.
No,
he's
literally mashed potatoes.
No, not for my.
One of the only positions I didn't consider him. Lie. I changed him from DH to another spot.
Yeah. Gravy's my first baseman because he's just getting all the assists. He's part of every play. He'll pick up any teammate. He's almost like when Rizzo comes over and the mashed potato's struggling, but Gravy's going to help him out. Turkey's not having his best game, but Gravy's there to help him out. Stuffing, a little dry. Gravy's there to help him out. He'll make the pick. He'll make the play. He's kind of the team leader on his own. Not amazing, but he makes everyone else better. And that's where I think he plays best at first base because he's support. If you're having a bad day, what did Rizzo say to Gio? Just throw it, or Rugi, just throw it towards me and I gotcha. And that's kind of who Gravy is at the dinner plate. He's just support all around.
For all the exact same reasons, basically, this is how dinner rolls ended up. This is how the role ended up at
Oh.
first base for me. He changed positions a few times, and I ultimately ended up with him at first. Everyone likes him, and he isn't going to counter anybody else over there. It's going to help out. Nobody's walking away from if it's a buffet style Thanksgiving serving. Nobody's walking away with 0 rolls. You're going to grab 1 or 2. Everyone likes him. He helps everybody out.
Okay.
Gravy, you'll see what I did with him. That was part of my enlightening. When I figured out what to do with Gravy, I ended up.
I love the Gravy reasoning, and I saw that carry into Rolls. I'm interested to see where BBD has Gravy because I ended up liking my Gravy spot, but I can be open to constructs of concepts.
I was pretty happy with my Gravy reasoning. It's probably my best argument out of the box argument that I came up with.
Okay.
Expect nothing
in the
good from the rest of Jomboy.
1950s. I don't think Gravy gets the start at first base.
Oh, I think he thrives then.
I don't think he does enough with the stick. He's not a first baseman.
He's all right with the stick. It's just so helpful.
Okay.
Second base, I'll go first. No conviction here. I threw pumpkin pie there.
I had pumpkin pie was one of my first decisions, and this isn't where he ended up.
If we can do this as a unit, I just put both desserts in the middle infield, trying to sell some tickets, and apple pie was my shortstop, no questions asked, and that landed his buddy pumpkin pie over there because they turned the most beautiful double play together. So pumpkin pie got second because apple pie was that short. If apple pie's not short, pumpkin pie, I don't even know where he is.
Okay. I have Rolls at second, and he's the leadoff hitter I referenced before.
You're right. That's brutal.
That's one of the spots Rolls was mocked at one point in my process.
I'm trying to picture. I don't know if it's Louis Aparicio or it's one of these names that you hear grandfathers talk about, and then you go into their baseball reference, and you're like, oh, I don't know. Rolls for me, plays second, hits leadoff, and has a career OPS in the 600s. But when grandfathers talk about them, they're like, Rolls was a ball player. And you're like, I think Rolls kind of stunk.
History's not wasn't kind to the role,
No.
but.
And I gotta always just think about the fans here, and I can't imagine a little kid thanks for bringing me the game, Pops. Can we buy a scorecard? And then they see that Rolls is leading off playing second, and be like, what is this?
Well, Rolls in the day was left. Rolls in the day was left.
Rolls can be a huge necessity and winning player. But leadoff just throws you for a little. You're like, what? But I got some clunkers on my squad as well. So
I do have.
So I didn't look.
I have Rolls able to hit. But he is at first base for me. It's an offensive position.
Right.
Undersized, but still is hitting. And second base, second and short, I also have working together. This was the most I tried to find groupings that I like. Corn ended up at second base and to get shortstop out of the way. Cranberry and Corn, the C brothers, they're working together. Cranberry a little more flashy, less substance. Corn more substance, less speed. So he ends up at second. Cranberry's the shortstop, but Cranberry can't hit at all. Corn ended up at second.
You should see how many positions Corn was. He's the most cross-offs. He's got 3. I wrote in, crossed 3 off, and then he landed somewhere else. He was at second base at a time for me.
He could have ended up kind of anywhere. He ended up in a lot of spots. I completely redid this, I think, 3 times.
You had to shuffle.
Yeah.
I, by the way, brought up Louis Aparicio's player page, and his hitting stats are exactly what I was picturing. And not even knowing him well, so I'm happy with that. Paired up the middle with Rolls. Yeah, BBD. I mean, it shocks you a little bit.
The way he's talked about,
I'm sure
I couldn't believe that.
Who's your shortstop, Jake?
So this is where I could be convinced in switching my left side. So I will give a big reveal here. I put my clear best player on the team, Apple Pie at third base.
Interesting.
Like I have Apple Pie standing the test of time. Like I said, Rolls does not stand the test of time. Apple Pie did. And at shortstop, I put Green Bean Casserole only because I thought for Thanksgiving, I mean, that's kind of Green Bean Casserole's day. You know, if someone shows up to another dinner party and they bring Green Bean Casserole, you're kind of like, oh, okay. On Thanksgiving, you do get yourself a little hyped for the GBC. So I, again, 1950s ball club. I have them being clean with the glove, not a hitter. I could have very well flipped this and had Apple Pie being my star shortstop, but I don't have this team being very good. So that's why Green Bean Casserole ended up at short.
With as much respect as I could possibly have, I completely disagree with everything you just said about GBC. Who the fuck gets excited about GBC at Thanksgiving? It's almost there because people feel bad that there's no other greens on the table. And then they muddy it up with a bunch of unhealthy stuff just to get people tricked into eating it. It's like never wanted.
Exactly.
And you got him as your star shortstop?
He's not the star. No. He's basically only out there for defense, which is exactly what you just said. Like they put a greenery on the table. He plays defense. He plays shortstop. He's out there basically by default. That's how Green Bean Casserole got there. And because people loaded up with so much stuff, that is the one day a year, and this is a Thanksgiving baseball team, that people get excited for the GBC.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that. I like Apple Pie at third.
Apple Pie can
and
play
now
third.
like rolls at second and batting leadoff looks great in comparison to GBC at short. Like,
oh yeah,
GBC is lifting up the rest of the
That's
table.
why Rolls was beloved.
Okay, all right.
You're getting it.
Yeah, I don't think I could have viewed GBC much differently than you on this one.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Who are your guys' left sides?
I got Apple Pie at short. And then I have mashed potatoes at third. Steady, constant, sure with the glove, and actually can bop a little bit too. And he's just, I mean, it's just mashed potatoes, man. He's just there. He's eating up the real estate at third base. Catches everything.
And then at shortstop, like I said before, Cranberry, and this is where at third base is where I had Stuffing helping out Cranberry over there. Stuffing is one of the best overall players on the team, both ways. So yeah, he locks down the hot corner for me.
Stuffing's good.
Stuffing at third or catcher makes sense.
Yeah. Third baseman and catchers, I feel like often get looked at rather similarly in these.
Yeah.
I think we did that with Gorilla and Koala last week too.
I think they both ended up in some spots. So we're on to the outfield.
100.
The outfield is where I really liked where I ended
Outfield.
up.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to just go center fielders first, or just give the whole three? How do you?
For this one, I'm really happy with how all three of mine work together. So I am open to going all three.
Yeah. Deliver all three. I think when we separate it, it's a unit. So you got to deliver it as a unit thought process. What do you got, BBD?
So when I unlocked this, so I have left to right, turkey, gravy, mashed potato, gravy in the middle. He helps out both of those. They all work together very well. Turkey is also a right fielder. He is Joey Gallo. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing. People love to shit talk the Turkey. And then you look at the numbers under the hood, and it's like, oh wait, he is a good player. You know, I've always been against Turkey disparaging when people talk about, well, Turkey sucks. It's like, well, come on, it's good. I enjoy the Turkey, but perhaps it's not the most fun part of your Thanksgiving meal. He's a hitter for you, and with gravy to help him out. Gravy's the speed between turkey and mashed potato. I wanted mashed potato to be a DH because he's not fast. Turkey's not fast either, but they both hit a ton. Gravy less bat, more defense, more speed, base running. So those three work together out there.
So run it through one more time for me.
So left to right is turkey, gravy, mashed potato. Gravy for the same reasons you have him at first base. He's helping those two out a lot.
Yeah, gravy in center.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's got the speed.
Compared to them, it's not my fastest outfield, but I like the way they all work together.
And who's in right?
This is where mashed potato went. He mashes.
You got a slow.
It's my slowest outfield I've ever assembled.
That's a slog.
Gravy is the fastest of them. It's like Aaron Hicks. In the grand scheme of things, not that fast for this team. He's fast. I don't have a lot of fast players. The only confirmed fast guy I've got is Cranberry.
Yeah. I'm worried
Stuffing's
about the speed
not slow.
out there.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of choices. I wanted at a time I wanted Turkey to be the starting pitcher pretty badly.
You got like 2016
here.
Beltran out there, like just not gonna go after anything. Just everything drops. Jake, what's your outfield?
Went in a different direction. Left field, sweet potato casserole. I'll be honest, I said it earlier in the broadcast. Didn't have a perfect home for SPC. You throw him in left field. Center field, I was kind of happy with this one. Corn ended up out there.
Interesting.
Just kind of a classic American corn. Can of corn. That's another term for catching a fly ball. So yeah, Corn is just a very proud Aaron Rowand type center fielder, aged back 40 years. In right field, I have Pumpkin Pie. Pumpkin Pie brings the noise, gets the people excited. Yeah.
Okay. I have sweet potato casserole as a corner outfielder as well. I did right. It wasn't a big thing for me, right or left, but I just put the casseroles in the corners, and basically, sweet potato one has just a lot more funk and jazz to them, and just like kind of like, where's the uniform nicer? Green Bean might be putting up the same exact numbers, but he's not getting the same amount of claps. But those are my corner outfielders, and Cranberry is just roasted them in center. It's basically Cranberry, go get it.
Really?
Yeah.
In one of my drafts, SPC ended up in right field, and I really liked that for a bit. Then I figured out I needed a casserole behind the dish. So he moves, and then I figured out that's my outfield alignment.
Cranberry's like a Kiermaier. Like, it's push come to shove, like bat versus defense, and then does he respect his teammates? Like, is Cranberry respecting the casseroles on outside? No, he's almost like, you're putting me out here with these fucking casseroles. I'm Cranberry. So he's stealing balls. It's very Kiermaier-esque out there in my outfield, which bonds the casseroles even more. That they're like, they'll talk to the teammates and they're like, don't worry, we know how to handle Cranberry. We're not upset.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the casseroles, there had to be some sort of symmetry. I had them on the left side of the field, and I had people over time respecting sweet potato more than green bean over the years, but at the time they didn't. And then Cranberry for me was a little tricky. I'll be honest, I couldn't get my bias out of it. Not into the Cranberry.
Me personally,
not into
Kiermaier.
That's it. For me, it ended up at DH because I kind of have it as like a kind of a one-trick like you're either in on Cranberry or you're out. So I kind of labeled that as the DH area. So in my head, I don't have that as the speedster type in center, but I see where your team came from.
Just flashing.
And while we're
When like, and no need to be. You know, the casseroles are like, dude, you come in a can sometimes.
I think like you're almost like
You're not who
expected
you
to
think
come in a
you're
can.
not, yeah. You're not who you think you are. But he can go.
You're
get
almost
it.
your best when you come out of a can.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Remember your roots, Cranberry. Kind of that type of situation.
So yeah, my DH, and this is my saddest position. This is where I put Green Bean Casserole, and he's going the way of Gray in 2017. Chase Headley, he's batting eighth and DHing, just kind of no good for anybody. So out on him.
That's tough for him.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah, for my Cranberry DH, he bats around the 7 slot, and he's kind of old. He's kind of worn out. A lot of the banter around the metal factory is like, I love Cranberry playing, but I don't think we can put him out there anymore.
And it's fair.
Yeah.
Dude, my DH, it ended up being Corn. He got moved around so much that he just kind of was lackluster everywhere. And they're searching. They're searching for. He gets pinch hit for pretty quick, but he brings balance to the starting lineup a little bit. So he actually hits a little higher than you'd like him, but it's just in hopes that he makes the other team make a pitching change, and then you sub in a guy. You feel bad not starting him, and he's a lefty. He's a little odd, so Corn's the DH, but no one's excited about it.
Okay. So I think we're all trying to do the math in our heads. Your pitchers, starting pitching and closer. I had Turkey as the starting pitcher.
Obviously, dude, he's such a baby. The whole day's about him. He thinks everyone's buying the ticket to see him. He disrespects everyone else. He makes them listen to his music. He's like, it's Turkey Day. It's Turkey Day. It's Turkey Day. I'm the starting pitcher. It's my day. I'm in charge. And everyone's like, dude, you kind of stink, dog. Like, this is not as much about you as you think it is.
Yeah. No, again, going back to my 1940s team, like Turkey, don't get me wrong, takes the ball a lot every Thanksgiving. But like, you end up looking at Turkey stats, and he was a 4-6 guy with a 12-18 record. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of who Turkey is. He's out there. He, on the tickets, there's Turkey. He's the starting pitcher. He's kind of what we want baseball to get back to.
Yes.
But not with Turkey.
Exactly. Yeah.
Among the very first thoughts I had when we started this, pumpkin pie was the first one I placed, but Turkey at starting pitcher he was there for a while. Ultimately decided I want him in the lineup. And I stumbled into what I like with my pitchers. I like enough. The pies are my pitching staff. Apple pie starting, pumpkin pie's the closer. Pumpkin pie is the closer, very first thing that I thought of.
Rolls is my closer. And it's very much because you get your first plate and you eat everything straight up. And then you go, you know what? I'm going to close this out. You get a bunch of other food. You turn it into a sandwich with a roll. And that's like your final of the meal. And Rolls is just kind of like a hilarious closer. Like, it's very much like, this guy is a little out of shape. He doesn't look the part. But for some reason, he can just lock it down.
Okay. I thought about the dessert route, similar process to you, BBD. It felt too symmetrical for the Thanksgiving draft for me. So I was like, okay, what do I have here? I've got my starting battery is, it's turkey and stuffing. I mean, hell yeah, it is every Thanksgiving. My closer is gravy. It's kind of literally and figuratively gravy when he comes in to get the win.
I like that.
You kind of look at him, kind of what you were saying about your roles, Jim. Gravy looks a little gross, but I mean, it's in the mix, and it will do anything to get the win. He's throwing spitballs, a lot of junk. Like, was suspended for having a nail file in his pocket.
Gravy's a cheater,
So
straight
that's
up.
Gravy cheats.
Like every
He
game,
cheats.
a dugout's like this, dude. Like,
He's
you
just
know,
always
play
trying
straight up,
something.
Gravy.
What's up?
Yeah. Like every
Yeah.
pitcher that steps in the box is like, none of that bullshit this time. And Gravy's like, all right.
Is that a mushroom? What is that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, Gravy's always got a little something going on. You're like, it's a good one. Also, you go to a Thanksgiving dinner and they don't have rolls out, or like, oh my God. It just feels incomplete. So it kind of like, I need it. And then one time I got in trouble for making everything in a sandwich at Katie's Thanksgiving. So it felt like I was kind of being a bad boy, always making sandwiches out of the rolls. It felt kind of like a wild thing. I'm watching whatever cricket game's going on right now. It's Sri Lanka versus, I don't even know. The bowler is incredibly portly. Okay, bowler's fat. Dude, like real big fat dude. And he's sometimes the fast bowlers like run up and he's just kind of standing there. Just looks like a guy pitching to his kids on the pitch. Like big dude. That's pretty took me by surprise. You want to do batting order? Sorry. It's hilarious. It'd be
You're
like
good. I think you got lost in it.
It'd be like Bart was 20 pounds heavier and put 80% less effort into pitching. That's what's going on in this cricket match. I'll just go through mine. Apple pie's leading off. We got to sell tickets. This is the shortstop. He's leading off. Stuffing is batting second. He's actually a pretty decent player. He's catching. He's batting second. Pumpkin, batting third. And this is where like it gets better. The 4-5 is good. Mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, 4-5. Mashed potatoes in the 4-hole, sweet potato in the 5-hole. Corn again at DH just because he's a lefty. And mashed and sweet are just both righties. Usually you split it up. Yeah, Cranberry batting 7th. Gravy, the first baseman, batting 8th. And Green Bean Casserole is batting 9th.
Okay. Powerful.
I like I can talk myself into
Rolls.
Yeah.
Rolls leading off, playing second. Beloved at the time. Stats haven't aged well. Sweet potato casserole in left field is second. And again, I have to remind you, this is a 1940s baseball team. So basically out there to bunt. Number 3 is third baseman, Apple Pie, best player on the team. First base, cleaning up, is mashed potatoes. The catcher, Stuffing, as we all agreed, strong ball player. 5th. Right field, Pumpkin Pie, 6th. DH, Cranberry, one-trick pony. Shortstop, Green Bean Casserole. And center fielder, Corn, bringing up the 9-hole.
Not bad.
King Beebs?
I had... So I eventually turned it into like a more new age lineup. So I get Corn in there, some pop at the top of the lineup, kind of a Dozier mold.
Corn's got no pop.
In my lineup, he does. Mashed potatoes.
He's like Tony Clark in his last year. That's how I have Corn.
Mashed potatoes, batting second, mashing. He needs to be up there. Rolls batting third, who breaks up. Mashed potatoes and turkey, who bats 4th, and is Joey Gallo in my lineup. Stuffing, batting 5th, playing third base. SPC catching, batting 6th. Gravy is 7th, breaks up the casseroles in there as well, gets a little more speed into there compared to them. Green Bean Casserole, saddest player in the world, batting 8th DH, and Cranberry is the second leadoff guy because he can't hit. But if he gets on ahead of those guys, you're happy. Those guys up top can move him along.
Love a good second lead off.
Yeah. in an original draft.
I can't believe you guys have corn and rolls. I mean, just think of the kids paying money to see that team.
Don't you? I thought you said you like Rolls. You were speaking of Rolls in an endearing way.
Yeah, but they're not a leadoff hitter.
Right.
I said rolls have a lot of wins. I like rolls, but not leadoff.
In the 1940s, Rolls was the bee's knees, man.
They're like the guy out there
two-
that you're like you love to tell people that he's your favorite player, but he can't be the best on the team.
Rolls hits 280 and he steals. He also has the most caught steals in the league.
That's obvious. Yes. Yep. Almost every time he gets a hit, he gets thrown out. And you're like, Rolls, dude.
Yeah.
What was this about?
I like, you know what? I like him. He plays aggressive.
Oh, man. Corn was tough, huh? Wonder why? Because corn's like nothing. Like, tastes like nothing. It's not healthy nor bad for you. It's just like exists.
Corn, like everywhere I had him, it was like a shrug. Like defensively, everywhere I drafted him in shrug. I had him able to hit because he just is consistent.
You know what I feel like? I feel like whenever you're about to fully tap out on corn, it sneaks up on you and it has a good day. You know, I feel like corn gets a courtesy spoonful from me at Thanksgiving just because I don't want to be rude. But then every now and then someone will have like a corn recipe where they added something to it and you're like, this corn slaps.
Oh yeah. You can dress corn up nicely. Like I like Mexican street corn or stuff like that. But, and I gotta have, if I'm eating corn, it's gotta be on the cob. It's almost like the activity is what I like. If you were to give me a bowl of corn, there's no way I put that on my plate. Cause what are you doing? You chew it up. It doesn't even get broken down. You basically just goes on a ride through your body and doesn't add any value at any point.
It can be art. You know, when you got the mashed potatoes on your plate and the corn starts mixing it up in there, you're like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
You guys figured it out really well.
Dude, corn on the cob can be really good, actually.
Yeah.
You got to do it right.
I don't think we had for this exercise, we didn't have on the cob pictured.
Oh, my guy, Tony Clark, he's on the cob.
Tony Stewart.
Do
you know who that is?
Who is that?
It's like an old NASCAR guy.
He was Grammy's favorite.
No.
Grammy's
Tony
a
Clark.
big NASCAR
corn on
guy.
Tony Clark's my corn on the cob.
Old Tony Clark. Oh. 6'7", the gray hair, barely running.
Corn on the cob's also a great way to make a kid laugh. Been doing that for like 10 years. You just go, hey, little like Reef, or I'll probably do it with Ike this year. Want to see how I
put the whole thing in your mouth?
No, I just go and then put it down, and then I'm like dripping and drooling, and little kids love that. Like a garbage disposal of corn. Sucks, your teeth are fucked for like the next half hour, but kids laugh.
It's worth the laugh.
It's worth the
in the end, I think we did all right.
As usual, with these, we all see how it came together.
The
how many got doubled up anywhere?
You guys doubled up on stuffing at catcher and turkey. You guys had the same battery.
Turkey and stuffing.
And I don't think anything lined up. I mean, you both had SPC
Jake and I both
a corner outfielder.
Yeah, I'm gonna count that. Corner outfields, no one really. It's one of the others. We had SPC, Jake and I had SPC. BBD, did you and I have any matches?
I don't think I ended up matching up with any of you. No.
I mean, that's...
So match 5, I win again.
That's impressive in its own way, BBD.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you two didn't match at all. Just Jake and I had 3 matches.
Yeah, I
gotta say, not having Turkey as a starting pitcher I thought that was a for sure fire.
It was the number one I thought of, and then I was like, well, this was the most I've tried to have groups work together. So the Pies as the pitching staff came together. And I was like, well, I'm comfortable with Turkey going into the lineup.
I
so
just
once I
keep
developed
forgetting
the Pies thing.
that you guys didn't have 1940s baseball teams.
I thought it was
So
50s.
every time I run through it, I am shocked you guys don't have mashed potatoes at first. Because I have the announcer like going around before the game, and he's like, at first base, there he is. It's mashed potatoes. But your guys' teams didn't play them.
No, we are a different era. Gravy at first, I loved it.
And I liked your reasoning.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Spiritual. Okay.
You guys want to tell the people about Bespoke Post?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll tell them. They better watch their fucking eyes.
Box of awesome.
Do you have it? I have it because I want to get my thing.
I do have it.
Did I miss an ad read for these guys somewhere else?
We've done them
I
the
posted-
other places, I think.
Oh, I've been part of one. Bespoke Post sent me some stuff I posted on Instagram. And a lot of people responded like, I love them. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. This fall, get back into the swing of things. Bespoke Post is here with the new seasonal lineup of must-have Box of Awesome collections. Bespoke Post partners with small businesses and emerging brands to bring you the most unique goods every month. They sent me a box of 3 things. I requested one. We got our choice, and it's like this thing that it's like a carry-on bag, but if you need to bring dress shirts, it can unfold into that. I was trying to be very practical. And then they sent me 3 things. And I called our sales department. I said, did I get sent other people's stuff? Or like, are they giving me extra goodies? And I'm super scared about what they sent me. If we're being honest. I think Jake got a scary one too.
The Jackhawk 5000.
I mean, I have a machete.
Yeah.
Got a newborn baby and a machete. I don't know.
Like same week.
Look at this. I'm actually such a pussy. I don't like holding it, but
Yeah. I mean, that's the real deal.
it's pretty
What's that?
badass.
Is that for cooking like serious meat or what is that? Okay.
No, I mean, I think you can do whatever you want with it, man, besides murder.
I think that's
in like some of the images, like, like hacking off tree branches was part of it for like lawn care.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
think that's the part that I've been trying to get across with the Box of Awesome, because I think Trev's about to do it, and I'm super excited for him because
Yeah.
I think Trev thinks he's more of a manly man than he is. So I think Trev,
he has killed a lot of gophers.
I think he clicked all the manly man boxes, and he's about to get like the manly man box. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see that for him. Like I don't think I took the quiz, but I want to, because like I need to get the soft boy box, which is like the whiskey bottles and like I don't know, tub of lard to put on my bug bites or something like that. But that's what you do. You choose your box basically, and if you don't want to order it that month, you don't have to.
Yep. So you can take a quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome for you. They release new boxes every month from across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up. You can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box costs only $45, but has over $70 worth of gear inside. Plus, with each box of awesome, you're supporting small businesses. 90% of everything that comes in your box of awesome is from a small up-and-coming brand. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code JJR at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code JJR for 20% off your first box. I have the other stuff because they sent me a couple other things. Talk for 2 seconds. I'll grab it.
Okay.
Well, I do, after Jimmy shows us that stuff, there is a box of awesome of sorts here, not from them, but I mean, I'll show you this box and you can guess who it came from. And it's, I think, among John Baby's first boxes of awesome.
Whoa.
This is like the duffel bag I got, which you can hang a shirt or it just becomes a bag. And we go on trips and I don't really have like an organized way. And then they sent me, dude, I got so tripped up about the machete and opening it and like looking at that I didn't really look at the third thing they sent me. So this will be an unboxing. Oh, wow. I think I had some liquid holders.
I think that
You got yours, right, Jake?
lines up with the with the third item you got. Yeah.
Oh, I got whiskey glasses and like a and a carafe.
Yeah, it's like if we want to make our office like nice and be like cool men, we would do that.
Did you get a machete as well?
BBD has mine there. It's less machete,
Oh, you got dagger.
more like gutting animals.
Yeah, you got a dagger basically. That's badass. That's scary. BBD, be careful.
The office.
Yeah, I like opened it as I was walking a little bit and got really scared when I was walking over from the other room. Do you want to?
So there's a present here for halftime?
Yeah, there's a present here for halftime. Went to the post office. This was all that was in there. And I'll show you what color the box is, and you can probably put a good guess where it came from. And I'll show you the other side of the box, and it's from
Wow.
It's from our friends in Savannah.
Wearing their shirt right now.
And pretty soon, little Jimmy's gonna be wearing their shirt.
Woohoo!
Look at that.
Very cute.
That's cool.
There is a letter in here that I haven't opened,
Savvy
but I saw
bees.
the baby clothes.
That's awesome.
Thanks, bananas.
Yep, congrats on your new banana baby. We're
So-
so excited for you guys and hope you're loving the new journey of parenthood. Love the Savannah Bananas. Savannah
That's
Bananas
awesome.
family. So that's waiting for you when
Good
you
people.
make your return.
Next week I'm coming in at some point.
Monday, Bloody Monday.
Monday, bloody Monday. So our Cubs breakdown just went out.
Yeah.
That's cool. Did you listen, or you haven't seen it yet because we've been doing
No,
this?
it came out while we've been on here. According for the people.
People are fake mad in the quote tweets.
Oh, just a couple.
Yeah.
They're all 14 without faces.
Cubs were awesome to us. Dude, how about Wandy Peralta?
Wandy's the best.
Did you see all this Cohen stuff?
Oh yeah. We did Wake and Jake this morning.
So fill me up.
I mean, so there's still some speculation, but basically they believe that the Mets asked Matz's agent for like the final match. Like, let us know when you have your best offer and, you know, we want to match it or do better. I mean, that's the part we don't know. So it broke this morning that Matt's signed 4 for 44 with St. Louis. Cohen does his tweet. I guess the agent replied, but obviously not via Twitter, and was like, well, if he wants to talk to me, we can handle it behind scenes, like, you know, normal business people. And then he gave like the normal agent talk that, like, you know, Steven wanted to do what's best for his family and he enjoyed his time with the Mets, but this is what he's doing. So I think we don't have some final details of it, but I think it's 95% of the stories out there.
The Mets, man.
No.
I'm like, it's getting exhausting, and I feel bad for Mets fans because I don't know. Like, obviously, every little thing becomes like LOL Mets, but I feel like they need to like understand that. You know what I mean? Like, if I know that I hit a golf ball and I know it's gonna go 50 yards to the left, at some point, if I can't fix that on that day, I got to just start aiming 50 yards to the right and like just like understand. Like, at some point, I feel like the Mets front office has to know, like, anything they release will be memed. So like, be ultra careful. And like releasing all the names that got turned down, it's like probably normal process to ask people if they want to be GM, and then it's not. But at some point, like Cohen, like stop tweeting, just
I mean,
be silent, like be like a silent professional organization, and then you won't have this reputation for everything. Because maybe it's not warranted all the time, but it's hard.
Cohen clearly wanted some spotlight. Like, that's why he got the Mets, and that's when he started his Twitter and everything. So I think that side of it, it is what it is. And the Mets, think about how excited they were to get Cohen. And I guess the bigger thing is anything the Mets do is going to be LOL Mets. There is one active MLB owner on Twitter. It's the Mets. So, like, there's that. And I guess the other thing is, and this is where Cohen, and, depending how much he wanted the spotlight and how he wants people to think of him, well, okay, so you just made it public that you missed out on Steven Matz. There's a lot of other free agents still out there. So if you want to go get it and, reward your fans and your franchise like you say you did, I can get you other pitchers for a little more than $11 million per year.
Yeah. Everyone's making money too, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy. Button it up. The Mets. Just be quiet.
Never.
Some guy said that I'm fat, so I'm going to die early. Seems mean. Said Jomboy.
Tell him you just had a kid.
You're going to be old one day, Jomboy. Oh, wait. You're fat, so probably not. Never mind. Just seems mean. Seems like a mean thing. I'm going to respond and say, this seems
It's mean-hearted. It's mean-spirited.
This seems mean-spirited. Does,
It really does.
It just feels like he didn't have good intentions when he typed that out and then hit post.
No.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't seem like that was on the fly, that he was like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
No.
I think I got a good shot at living long. Ish.
You what?
I think I got a good shot at living a decent life.
I don't think you're anywhere near halfway through.
I do.
Wow.
I think so, man.
That's cool.
You've had a lot of relatives live pretty old.
Yeah, that's true. Impending doom is always on the mind. You never know. Stuff happens. Do we have news? Anything else? Are we just ending this show to go do Talking Yanks? What are we talking about on Talking Yanks?
Talking Yanks, they made some tough decisions, but an easy decision.
Oh, yeah, all the DFAs and stuff.
Easy decision is Canadips.
Canadips,
man. Canadips, I believe Jomboy and Canadips are friends. They're super excited to share with you a product that is an absolute game changer. Chewing tobacco is a rite of passage when it comes to sports. However, times change, Jake. We aren't going to promote. What is this? They've created a tobacco and nicotine-free dip. So, tobacco, nicotine, not great. Dip, if you want to do it, now you can. They got CBD that tastes great. It works. They're offering our listeners a great offer. They are so confident you will love the dips and want to offer you 20% off site-wide to help power your favorite team or fantasy squad into the playoffs. Head to CanadipsCBD.com and use promo code JOMBOY20 for 20% off site-wide to become a hero with Canadips. These Canadips CBD pouches are all natural, spitless, and are great to use wherever, whenever. No tobacco, no nicotine, full flavor experience designed for your enjoyment, and at 20% off with code JOMBOY20. Why wait? Grab the Canadips California roll, CanadipsCBD.com with promo code JOMBOY20 for 20% off.
Canadips.
There's another cricket combo for you. I've become super interested in how other leagues format their playoffs. because we're so
Okay.
accustomed to like the American version, but there's so many, like the Japanese leagues do it so differently. So the Australian Cricket League called the Big Bash League, and it's odd. But if we ever do a tournament that's 8 teams, like a season or something, I want to try it. Basically, there's 8 teams in the league. The top 5 make it to the postseason. The 1 and 2 seeds, it's a double elimination postseason for them. They're guaranteed 2 games. If they lose both, they're out. If they lose the first, then they got to keep winning till they get to the championship till they lose again. The 3rd seed team has an elimination game. So the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, if they lose once, they're dead. It's kind of interesting. So the 4 and 5 play each other. Loser is out. Winner plays the 3. Loser of that's out. Then winner of that game plays the loser. So it's weird because the 1 and 2 play each other right away. And the winner of that goes to the championship and just waits. And the loser goes to the loser's bracket and plays like the winner of the 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I know it's confusing and no one can probably follow along, but I'm just letting people know I'm getting into different formats of playoffs. So if you have any in leagues you follow, send them over, because there's so many different ways to do it. And we kind of just do the most basic one with brackets and single elimination brackets and tournaments here.
Yeah, like you want to incentivize the better you do. So I mean, I like even that, that 3rd place position, like that has a reward tied to it. You don't have to play in the first game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like anytime the more that we both know, especially baseball and other playoffs, they want to make more teams involved. Well, if you're going to do that, just incentivize doing better, because right now in baseball there kind of isn't. That's why the teams just want to get in. So think about what you just said. If there's more or less games, I mean, talk about a way to incentivize playoff teams. If you dodge a series, or if you have to dodge another win or lose game, absolutely. So yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for incentivize.
So in last year, the 4th seed won, but this is where it gets really confusing. They have names for all the games. So the 1 and 2 play the qualifying match. Winner of that goes to the final. Loser of the qualifying match goes to the championship game. Weird that there's a championship and a final. And then the first game is between the 4 and 5s, called the elimination match. Makes sense, because the loser is eliminated. The winner goes towards the knockout match, which is then the 3 versus whoever won at 4 and 5. So I saw it, and I saw they just had the names. Like, they won the elimination, they won the qualifying, they won the knockout, they won the challenge, and they won the final. I'm like, what do these mean? Is there a pathway here? I draw a map.
Me and BBD have good news for you.
Yes. Let me know. What is it?
We have a fun contract alert.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a little bit of a gender bender, but not genders at all. Taysom Hill, the quarterback utility on the Saints.
Yeah.
Jim, he signed a big old contract, and it is incentivized for the different positions he might play.
Wow.
So if he becomes their starting quarterback, he can get X amount of dollars. If he becomes a wide receiver, he gets X amount of dollars. So yeah, I mean, I obviously haven't deep dove, but pretty wild stuff.
I don't like that. I don't like any position where the team might be hesitant to make you a starting quarterback.
I guess that's what makes it so bizarre, because even if every other NFL team, if they think you have the potential to be the starting quarterback, they're going to give you every chance to do that. Like, that's kind of what the NFL is. So the fact that they think there's a chance he can do that but they don't know if they're gonna flush it out. It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like that one for the player. But it is cool. Like if he gets in a bind.
Imagine how all those conversations went down, and it's like, whoa.
I was reading something about wide receivers, and someone just said, "Isn't it weird that the most clear-cut Robin position in all of sports act like the biggest divas? Like they literally don't exist without Batman, the QB, but they act like they're the star." And I can't get it in my head. And now I view wide receivers. I mean, always kind of have, but like, yeah.
Yeah. That's also why they get frustrated, though.
Yeah. Because they're dependent. Yeah. Oh man. Is that the show? Do we have anything else?
I think so. Talking Yanks a little bit.
I think so.
Yeah. Big volleyball match today.
Huge.
Louisville versus Pitt. Their March Madness starts soon. Texted Meredith Marakovitz volleyball question the other day. I was going to make a breakdown. I don't know if I'm going to do it anymore. It was like a one bid conference championship match between University of Inter Chicago or something like that, UIC, versus Northern or Western Kentucky.
Robo Jake.
Oh, you got to refresh or just leave. Yeah. Anyway, heartbreaking loss. They celebrated like they were won, and they came back down like 7 in the final match, and they got the winning point. And they celebrated like they were going to go to the tournament and be like a 16 or 15 seed, and then the ref called an infraction, and they just like then they lost. It's like just so heartbreaking. And I texted Meredith and was like, "You think this was legal or illegal? Like how?" She said, "Nah, they got it right." So
Straight shooter, man.
Mayor, yeah. All right. Let's end this show. We'll go on talking Yanks, talk a little bit, drink some coffee, have some fun. Good lineups, everyone. Great episode. Hope the JJR faithful has a fantastic Thanksgiving. Are we back next Wednesday? Are you back and I'm back?
If you're in, I'm there.
Yeah. Wednesdays are going to be a day I'm going to come in. I think it's going to be Monday, Wednesdays for the next 3 weeks that I come in. Tuesdays, Thursday, Friday, I'll work from home or be home. So yeah, we'll be in studio together for the first time in kind of like a month, maybe. I don't know. All right. You got the outro song, Beavers?
Yeah, so the board's not working with Bluetooth stuff, so kind of no.
Hold up. We can't let Bubak not have his shine.
I was trying to do a quick fix thing, but it's messing with me.
JJR new jingle? Is that what it's called?
New JJR new jingle, yes.
Jomboy is not just for show. And the tag is the best.